Let dephemerember 2023 begin. I've traded scraps with Darcy from Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media for the dephemerember 2023 challenge that Louisa Heinzel and Barbara 49 Dragonflies is putting on. This year they are going all out with a few projects before dephemerember even starts. Hi everyone, Patty here. My scrap basket is made, but I will be adding to the end at the end of this video because I thought the top needed just a little something else. With my reveal of scraps from Darcy, she has some outstanding videos and tutorials for ephemera making, my favorite gel plate play, and so much more. Go check her channel out. I'm going to be careful in opening this envelope to make sure I don't cut anything, and I don't want to miss anything in this package. I think she knows me with these colors as I love teal, rust, and copper. This is quite interesting the way she has the scraps layered in between these beautiful cardstock pages. I'm sure I can figure this out. There are some pieces on this side, and then turn it over and there are more parts on the back side. We've got a corner pocket, a tag, another tag with a note from Darcy. Thanks for swapping scraps with me for dephemerember, Darcy. This butterfly pocket is gorgeous with the copper and teal colors, just outstanding. This must be one of her beautiful jelly plate pieces, and again the colors I'm all over. I've got to try to figure out how to get to the rest of the scraps and save this cardstock, because I know there's more in this folded over envelope package. Look at all these pieces. They just keep coming. I'm intrigued with the folding of this cardstock pieces to be able to hold all of these scraps. I will work on taking this apart off camera because I want to preserve the washi tape on the cardstock as much as possible. There is more under this piece. How do I get to it? Finally, I see how to get to these pieces. Now to just get them out. A piece of material, tissue paper with white circles stamped, tags, labels, little pieces that will work for layering and collage work, oh, look at this piece of web-like fibers. How cool is that? Tissue paper with a few marks, a scrap of jelly plate with lots of texture going on. These are circle stickers. More tags, labels, and bits for layering and collage work. This one has a perforated edge. That will be fun to use. A piece from an old book spine. This will add wonderful texture to my pieces. Another scrap of jelly plate, perfect size for a belly band and a pocket. I like these big alphabet stamps. Just look at the little tags, labels, tickets, and a piece from a Monopoly set. So many beautiful pieces in all different sizes and shapes. Some of these will work for journaling cards to layer into pockets. old book pages in foreign languages, possibly German and Chinese. Maps. I know Darcy is making her dephemerember journal out of maps for the challenge. Some of these pages are from very old books, and the pages are very brittle. I love the color she uses in her jelly plate pieces. They will make some outstanding projects. Look at this old book page. It is so fragile. Another piece of tissue paper with white marks. Now these are interesting. It looks like laminated scraps. I can't wait to layer these onto a belly band or cluster. It's double-sided, so I'll have to think about how to use them and see both sides. Another larger piece of the web-like fibers paper. I just love these pieces. Another jelly plate printing in yellow, coppers, and gold. Wow, my little scrap basket is looking full and ready to start. I was thinking to use this around the top of my basket, but there's not enough of it, but I have lots of material I could use. I've decided to use some teal embroidery thread to lace around the top of my scrap basket. You need at least double the width around the basket to be able to lace it and tie back at the beginning. I don't want to have to splice another piece to my embroidery thread. Always pull your thread from the center of the bundle or it will get knotted up. I use a large-eyed needle as my ability to thread a needle is no good. And I am using all 6 strands of the embroidery thread. I have an awl to punch holes around the top of my basket. I just judge about every ½ inch or so to put a hole. It goes through the layers pretty good, trying to make sure I don't poke myself. I don't measure it. I'm just going with an eye of spacing it out about the same all the way around. I want the thread to start on the outside of the scrap basket so I can tie a bow or knot with both ends when I get around. Leave a long enough tail on the embroidery thread to tie off the ends. I want these to go in a diagonal slant, so take a few moments to get the stitches going the way you want and not pulling your tail back into your stitches. Just keep going all around your basket. It was easier to put it between my legs and do this in my lap, so I did most of the stitching off camera. This took a little bit of time because there's a few rough edges and some of the material isn't glued down as well as you'd like it, and so you're pulling the embroidery thread through and trying to lace it up and make it all 6 strands of the embroidery thread to go through the hole. Sometimes the holes are hard to see on one side, but I could see them on the other. Tie your ends together to keep them from coming apart when you meet back at the beginning. You could tie a bow here. I just tied a knot because my plan is to put a clip over the top of this to clip on a dangle. I think I want another layer to go the other way to make more of a crisscross effect, but I didn't cut this piece long enough, so I ran out about an inch too short, but I made it work with the larger clip I added. Again, I had to finish the stitching on my lap because it's easier to get it down at eye level. It took a little bit to get those going back the opposite direction from the starting off the first and not having all the ends loop up and get caught up with it. Just take your time and get your crisscrosses going in the direction you want them to. I like the crisscross look. It really finishes off the top of my basket nicely. Tie your ends together. As you can see, I'm about an inch short from meeting up with the other piece. This little clamp's not going to cut it. But I really like how that looks. That just finished my basket off nicely. This really holds a lot of scraps, because Darcy sent me a lot of scraps, so I am ready for dephemerember to begin. But do you think I should add Ephy? I downloaded the free shipping label at half size, or I think on my printer I printed the labels out as 5x7 size so I could get smaller Ephys. I used my 1-inch punch and punched the portion of Ephy I wanted and a coordinating piece for the backside of my cardboard, which I punched. Sandwich the 3 layers together and glue, making sure the pieces line up if you have a top and a bottom. Of course, your glue will never come out when you're trying to glue on camera. Make sure the glue goes all the way to the edges. Oh, I think he's going to be cute on there. Okay, I line those up to make sure the tops are going the same direction. Then I went around the tile with walnut stain distress ink to give him a cute little vintage vibe. I have this little punch that works great through heavy cardboard and even metal. I added a little hole to the top and used a bulb pin to hold him onto the clamp with my charm. How cute is that? I still have this part of the shipping label that I cut out to use as a journaling card and add to my scrap basket. Don't want to waste a single scrap. Let dephemerember 2023 begin.